Hi guys, it's Jack's Girl. It is December 6th. St. Nick came today. He comes to some people's households. Random, right? No, I don't know. It's a European, I think, tradition. The Germans do it. Oh, I'm trying to cross my legs. I live in a German household, so it's not an authentic German household. Oh boy, my hair just went all over the place. But German heritage. Oh, what is going on? My hair was this way. It was curled. It was cute. Sorry, I'm tossing it back and forth. I ended up going out and taking care of the animals, and I had chicken claws in my hair at one point because I was holding them and my hair was blowing from a little bit of a breeze, and then the chickens are flapping their wings in my face sometimes, even though they know twice a day I pick each and every one of them up. I tell them how much I love them. And so I take them from one area to another area. They still sometimes freak out. It's weird. And then I had to take care of the horses, which they didn't give me a problem. And then the cats were like being loving. We have 2 barn cats that just, my hair is like, oh. These 2 barn cats, they're friendly, but they're not like, yeah, come and pick me up, come and touch me. And tonight they were really competing. These 2 cats were competing for my attention, and they actually, one swiped the other and growled and or hissed. It didn't want the other getting my attention. It was bizarre. I don't know. Something's in the air. Anyways, I thought I'd come on here because I wanted to show you guys the beautiful Christmas stocking that I made. And I've never made one before. A church member asked me if I would help to make one, and kind of went something like, hey, I heard you knit and we're looking for someone to knit a Christmas stocking. And I said, I don't knit, I crochet. I'm sorry, I can't help you. And then he sent me a picture and I was like, hey, wait, that's crochet. I can do that. But then I told him, I said, I'm new to crochet. I've only been doing it for a short while and I'll do my best. And so he brought me over the original. I did have it. I did make a video and then I erased the video. And so just my luck, right? So I'm making another one. I don't have their original now. The original was 40 years old. And he said it was made by a woman who had passed about 5 years ago. And so they didn't have her around to recreate another one. Anyways, I looked all over for a pattern that was similar, because if you know anything about granny squares, there are hundreds of different granny square patterns. You can pick what you like and make it. You can make some with flowers, some with funny faces, some with animal faces, some just beautiful mosaics. There's just a ton out there. But this one here was not one that is common. There were some that are similar, but not like this. There is a variation of this one that I've seen, and the variation is like a little bit bigger. Not the square itself, but the pattern when you make it, and it's called the straw flower. So if it's something that you're familiar with and you're like, oh yeah, duh, I just haven't been able to find it. So for me, it was a challenge. A little bit of a story on it. I was having trouble trying to figure out the pattern. Oh, my dog is whining. You want in? One moment, please. Enjoy the back of my chair and the mess behind it. You want in? Oh, no, you just want me to open the door for you? Okay. Yeah. So I have a Dutch Shepherd. If you've watched some of my other videos before, you know that I have she's a canine. Oh, okay. Hi. What you doing? She's very protective of me. And so she likes to be able to have her eyes on me when she can. What you doing? What? What? Do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me a lot? No, wait, I have nothing. She wants a snacker, huh? Mama doesn't have any snackers in here for you. Anyway, so come over here. Come here. Come here so people can see you. Come on. Come on. Hup, hup. Brogue. Hup. There. There she is. Look at that face. Oh, she's a lover, not a fighter, but she would. Actually, she would. She's like a loaded weapon, so. We keep her on lock and key, huh? Yeah. Have a goose? Need your goose? Mama gets a goose? All right. So anyways, I couldn't figure it out. I tried for a couple of days and I just couldn't get it. And so luckily I was able to reach out to my friend Jane, my best friend Jane in Denmark. And within a matter of minutes, I get an email back and she's like, let me show you. She had the pattern for me. She explained it for me. She figured it out. And like the way she worded it was that she cracked the code. Yes, you did, Jane. You did crack the code. So after my own attempt, I got it in here. Still have it here, Jane. I am going to tie in the ends. I was going to take it out and then just use the yarn for scrap yarn, but it's like, why? The top, I didn't do the top right. But anyways, I'm going to use it for a coaster because I like these kinds of coasters. They're just nice. This one I made, this one I bought. So all of that to say that I finally got the granny squares down, and it was 16 granny squares I had to make. It took me probably about 9 hours to do what? There's nothing up there for you. You smell the chocolate. You're not going to have that. It's a mess over there. She's not going to leave me alone. There's nothing up there. So this is my first diagram of the Christmas stocking, and then I wrote, like I did the measurements of how the measurements were for each part, like the cuff, even the loop to hang it from. And then did I do that on the next? Yeah, I thought maybe I skipped a page. And then the placement of the granny squares. So just doing the granny squares, like I said, it took me about 9 hours, 10 hours if you round it up, give or take, redoing it, starting it over, whatever. And then piecing it together took, what did I tell my husband? That probably took me another like 9 hours. And then doing the cuff was like another 3 hours, stitching the name on, another 3 hours. Let me show you guys. This is what it looks like. I wish I had the other one to show you. I'm very proud of myself. It took me a couple times to figure out the gauge. She's into stuff. Oh my goodness. Took me a couple of took me a couple of tries. I used a G-hook to start it off with. And I think, well, I'll tell you the other part of the story. And I ended up going down a size to an F hook, which is really tiny. So I had all these things with me, and now I don't. Sorry about that, guys. Like I said, I made the video before, and then things got scattered. Used a lot of single crochet? Yeah, I did single crochet. Look at that. See, I almost already forgot. Stop whining. I didn't know how to put it together. I'm sorry. I promise you my last video went so much better than this one. But excuse me. Okay, so then putting it together, I started with the toe. I was working my way up. But it didn't look quite the same, the seaming. So I was able to find a video where a woman had made a Christmas stocking, a vintage Christmas stocking. Her YouTube channel name is Crochetin' with Alana, and it's crochet I-N, like crochetin', like without the crocheting, like the proper way to spell it, but just kind of like a fun way, I guess, to spell crochetin', apostrophe with Alana. Alana went to an antique store and bought a really pretty Christmas stocking that was crocheted. The pattern is one that's more common. She shows you how she made that. Also, hers were, it was like the squares were here and here, so you can see them side by side. And so she shows you the seaming that she did. It was really nice. She showed you how to do it. When I was doing mine the first time, I was doing, like I said, from the toe up, which is probably fine. It probably would have been just as well. But I was stitching it more. It was more, the seam was more on the outside. It wasn't like a yucky seam, but it didn't look quite the same. So after watching Alana do hers, I was able to figure out mine. And I can't remember if Alana did, if she did a single crochet in here or if she did a slip stitch. But I ended up doing a single crochet to give it that little bit wider seam. And then I added that. So the man who asked me to do this for him, he told me there was only one N in Jennifer. And then he's like, oh, I think I did tell you that. There's actually two. So I gave this to them tonight. And they're like, oh, there's actually two. But that's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm like, no, I'll fix it. So I'm not thinking, and I'm like, I'll just rip the whole thing out and restart it. But then she came up with a good point. And she's like, you don't have to redo the whole thing. Just maybe if you move those over, which this is a little off anyway. But I think I'm going to redo this E and this E and definitely this J, but I got to put another N in there. So I don't know. I might take the whole thing out. It's not that big of a deal. Not that big of a deal. Because I don't know if I care for this E. But there. This looks better. Watch. I'm going to show you something there. That looks better. So, anyways, they asked if I can redo it, and they're like, don't worry about it. You can do it whenever. If you want to do it before Christmas, after Christmas, doesn't matter. And I'm like, I'll do it before Christmas because when she comes over, I want it to be right for her. There was a lot of work. I am grateful for my best friend, Jane, in Denmark. And I'm grateful for Alana, who doesn't know me. I hope, Alana, you're watching this. This is a lot of work. Alana had mentioned that the stitching these and you know, doing the seaming took a lot longer than she thought. Yeah, me too. I'm an idiot, and I had no idea. I'm thinking, oh, 2-3 hours. She's saying it's a long time. So whatever her long time is, probably double that for me because I don't know what I'm doing. And then 8 hours later, I was sitting there going, I have one more to stitch on there. Oh my goodness. But it's been a fun adventure. I'm glad that I was able to reach out to my friend in Denmark and that she was able to help me. This here part, the heel, I had to figure on my own. But I'm really happy with it. Maybe someday I'll make some for me to have, but I don't know. You know, it was a lot of fun to do. Oh, and everyone I showed when I was making it, they're like, wow, that's really good. That made me feel good. So because I don't have the other one and I can't show you the side by side, if you go to my Instagram page, which is instead of what I oughta, let me show you. Instead underscore of underscore what underscore I underscore oughta. OTTA. Instead of what I oughta, I will put up a picture of them side by side. Let me tell you, they matched up perfect. The size was perfect. I think if I would have used the G-hook, it would have been bigger than the other one. Alana points out that with time, different yarns and the fact and all that stuff that, you know, one could possibly be bigger than the other, but I think I did a pretty good job. But I think it's only because I just got lucky using an F-hook. Anyways, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope you enjoyed my crazy little video, and I will talk to you guys later.